Okay, so my parents are at my country house right now, and my brother is at work. So I'm home alone for about 3 hours until my brother gets home. So yeah, I'm just going to be baking until he gets home, and I'm craving chocolate cake, but I don't really want to make it homemade from scratch. So I have this boxed cake mix that I'm going to use. I don't really want to make it from scratch. And don't worry, y'all, I've used the oven millions of times. This is very safe. I have baked since basically I was about 3 years old. I'm good. So yeah, I have my cake pan greased, and I have my box, and then the oven is set to 350. And I am just going to be cranking the volume of my TV up very high, watching TV, baking, and just living the good life. Okay, so I have all my ingredients in here, and I now have to mix it. I'm not gonna get the big mixer out or the hand mixer, the electric mixer, because I just don't really want to get any more dishes dirty than I have to get. Especially since we're leaving pretty quickly. So there's really no point in leaving the dishes, dishwasher or no dishwasher. So I am just gonna be hand mixing it. Yeah. Watching TV while I do this. Technically listening to it, but technically watching it. And then I'm going to hand make the icing. I'm gonna hand make the icing. I'm gonna use my grandmother's recipe, which means I probably will not be showing the entire thing on here. I'm probably just gonna speed it up to where y'all can't see all the ingredients and y'all can't see how much of it, just because it is my grandmother's recipe and I'm not sure she really wants it shared out there to the entire world. So I'm probably just gonna try to make sure you guys cannot see it, but I will be making the icing homemade. And it's honestly my favorite recipe ever. Maybe I'll share it one day if I get my grandmother's permission. But I honestly love it. It's my favorite. It makes, in my opinion, chocolate cake a million times better. And that's coming from a girl who's literally obsessed with chocolate cake. By the way, I'm not just putting it on the counter. I'm setting it on the box. That's what I normally do when I use box mixes. I just set the things that I don't want to, when I don't want to. I lost my train of thought. So when I don't want to set my dirty dishes onto the counter by getting the counter dirty, I'll just set it on the box if I'm using the box cake mix. Otherwise, the sink is right here. I can just wash it off and that'll be fine. Picking my next episode. Okay. So putting it all in the cake pan now. It's already been greased. I use Pan, which I'm pretty sure every person in the world uses. I don't know. Some people use like flour and Crisco or flour and butter. I've used flour and Crisco very often actually when I'm making really big cakes or important cakes. I'll use that because I don't really want to risk Pan and it sticking to the pan. But lost my train of thought again. But what was I talking about? Right, but I'm just gonna use Pam right now. And flour and Crisco works very well, but in my opinion it just takes too long. I've used flour and butter a pretty good amount of times, but I'm not really the biggest fan just because in my opinion, whether it says non-flavored butter, non-salted butter or not, In my opinion, butter always adds extra flavor. And I like the flavor that I don't want added to the cake. So I'm just not really the biggest fan of using flour and butter. I just don't like the extra taste in my cake that I don't want. So yeah. So I'm going to put this in the oven. The oven's not done preheating. It's at 320 right now, so it might be a few minutes till I can put it into the oven. So never mind it. Okay, the cake is out of the oven. It's actually on the counter right now cooling down, and the icing is inside the fridge, kind of getting thicker. And once the cake cools down and that is completely thick and good, I will ice the cake and probably put some chocolate chips on it to try to make it look good, a little gourmet, even though it's just boxed. And then, yeah, let's see how this looks. Hey guys, I put the cake inside the fridge with the icing for a little bit to cool it down a little faster. They are both out, they're done. I forgot to click record, so I already iced the cake a little bit, but this is what it looks like so far. I completely forgot to get a photo of what it looked like before I iced it, but it's fine. You guys don't really need to see that. It was pretty, but you guys probably don't want to see that. So I'm just kind of smoothing out the icing a little bit. It's pretty a good amount of icing. And like I said, I always make, I don't think I told you all this. I might have, I don't know, I don't remember. But this always makes a ton of extra. And that's with like a ton already being on here. So the icing layer is already really thick on here. But it's also like the perfect amount for chocolate cake, in my opinion. But so it's not too much, because I don't like it when cake has too much icing, when it just like oozes out. I don't really like that. But it's like the perfect amount to where not a single bit of the cake is shown. So I am enjoying this very, very much. And I have to get a photo taken of it that I will probably post on the YouTube channel. Yeah. And then I'm going to decorate it with, you know, chocolate chips, which I actually have poured out right here. I'm going to get fat one day, but I don't really care. Because I don't really care. I'm going to get fat. I'm already pretty. Okay. So, hold on. Okay. So I took a photo. I'm still eating chocolate chips. So, took a photo before. I'm gonna like spray chocolate chips all over it. Hopefully make it look a little bit more gourmet. I'm not gonna take the cake out of the pan. I'm just gonna leave it in the pan. I'm gonna take it up to my country house like this. And yeah. It's gonna be awesome. Again, y'all, my parents have no idea I'm making this. I normally always ask if I'm gonna make a cake when they're not home, but at this point I was just like, I don't care. And they don't really care either. They trust me with the oven. They trust me to make cakes. It's not like I just like burnt. It's not gonna burn down the house, y'all. But y'all, if y'all have literally never touched an oven and y'all have never baked before in y'all's lives, please do not try this without parent supervision. If you are a child and have never baked before, I beg of you, please do not do this without your parents physically watching you. I assure you, you do not want to be the reason your house burns down. That would be very, very bad, and I do not want to be that kind of influence on you. Great. This is what we'll cook around. It looks pretty good. I'm not gonna put anything inside the center. I'm saying that, I just found out they kind of took off. They kind of destroyed my chocolate molds, which I'm not very happy food out, but that's fun. So it's done. My brother gets home about 2 hours, hour and a half. When he does, pack this up. I'm gonna go to my country house, meet my parents there. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I've already cleaned up my workspace. I always clean while I bake. I'm exhausted. Probably put this inside the fridge, wrap it up, put in the fridge. Maybe eat a slice, probably not though. Clean up this last bit. Go relax until my brother gets home. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed.